Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. This is yet another video of the PodComics webcast, and I am the host, David. These are very surreal and absurd times that we find ourselves living in, and that is why I am very happy to bring to you today a world-class absurdist, Alex Norris. Now, these days, Alex makes a webcomic known as webcomicname, and he also makes a comic called Hello World for Line Webtoon. The conversation that you're about to see took place last June prior to the start of either of those two projects. I mention this because during the conversation, Alex talks about pieces of information which are just used to fill the internet up. And I think that's actually kind of the idea behind webcomicname. Anyways, here's what Alex and I look like. So yeah. So you picked it because it was kind of like Monty Python, just sort of a silly. It sounded like a silly person.
Yeah, like a person's name, and I quite like. I kind of like this treatment of a kind of work of art as a person. I think it's like a theme that comes up at least in the comics I'm kind of writing behind the scenes. It's like this kind of thing of like. Having a real relationship to a work of art, like a person. So I think I kind of laid that element there just to kind of play with later. I think when I do the Dorris McComics book, that'll be one of the central themes is Dorris McComics being a physical kind of person you're reading.
You should really get like a photograph of an old woman and put it on the back, like.
Yeah. Well, this is like if I, I've been talking about doing a book for ages. Basically, I don't want it to be just like a collection of comics, but I would love, one of the things I'd love to play with is this like author figure, because I realized that I was quite distant from my comics. I'm not in them, and people don't really know what gender I am, and I quite like that. I quite like this kind of mystery, which I think I went in with from the outset because of the whole Dorris McComics old woman thing. In the book, I think I'm going to have like several author figures who are all those kind of different kind of author figures, and then they'll all be in the about the author section, and maybe I'll be one of them as like just so you don't as almost as if like you don't really know which one I really am. And I'll be the kind of stereotypical cartoonist with like glasses and a beard and kind of crap hair and dorky clothes, and that'll be like a stereotypical cartoonist, and I'll have other stereotypical cartoonists in there as well. That's the plan.
Can't wait to see it. Do you have any plans to put this book together?
Well, I talk about it a lot, and I do write it, but I think I think I'm planning on bringing it out, but I'm trying to build up a lot of material to kind of go in between the comics, like a sort of frame narrative. And I want to get that right. I want it to be basically the most self-referential book, like making fun of like how authors present themselves, the weirdness of making a webcomic into a book, because everyone has all the comics for free already. And I just think that's a really funny phenomenon where people go, hey, those comics that I've already read and they're online? Imagine if I had those on paper. That'd be great. I just think that'd be good. Yeah,
but it's the easiest way to get people to give you money is to sell them paper.
Yeah. To tell them, this physical object is worth money.
It's even weirder if you think that money is also paper, and you're just basically just exchanging pieces of paper.
Basically, yeah. You may as well just go, yeah. You could just make a book that's maybe like, I don't know, $25. That's just $5. That'd be a great book.
I'd buy that.
Yeah.
And if you autograph it, it's a crime.
Yeah, so, and you can no autograph in those.
That's funny. It's even weirder if you think that, like, webcomics are really also just ideas that you're selling.
Sure.
So it's like you take an idea, you put it on, I don't know, use it to sell paper.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you like to buy my ideas? Here, I put them on paper.
Yeah, this is why I kind of like that. Because in the webcomic, like the idea is like often the thing that you're selling, and I like it because the art of a comic is just kind of like just there's just a way of representing that. It's just like a very simple, like recognizable way of just like, I'm just dressing up my idea, and then you go, look at how funny my idea is, or look how interesting my idea is. Yeah. Or often it'll be, how there's a lot of comics that are just kind of Tumblr has a big culture of this, which I kind of love and I think it's kind of funny as well. How there's lots of comics about for things like, isn't winter cold, and then in the summer it gets warm again, and then people are like, it's just like, people sharing those, and I kind of like it when the idea is like as a filler as the art, and then you've just got like a bit of literally content on the internet that's just literally there just to fill up the internet, and everyone shares it around, and I just find that amazing, really funny.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. But cartoonists are like required to acknowledge holidays and seasons, and
I've never done that though. Oh no, I've done Christmas.
You've done Valentine's Day as well.
I have, haven't I?
Well, and I guess we could say that you've acknowledged April Fools at least twice.
I have done April. I was going to say, I thought the only time I'd ever done it was April Fool's Day, which was kind of like almost the first time at least was making fun of April Fool's Day, I guess. And the second time I was like, you know what? I think April Fool's Day is like the webcomic day, where like a lot of websites kind of they're all trying to compete for the funniest, like most interesting April Fool's Day thing, which is why I thought it would be better if everyone was kind of, as many people as possible were in on the same thing. I really liked, when someone suggested the idea. That was a really good way of doing it.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Norris is on Patreon, and I recommend highly that you go and become a patron of his. I appreciate you liking, commenting on, sharing, doing all of the things that you do on the internet to this video. Last, I want you to keep reading webcomics, and if you could do me a favor, always share the source